visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, hopefully you're doing better than Ice Spice. Maybe you're doing as good as Ice Spice. I'm not quite sure. However, I'm here to do a reading on her. If you have not become a sunflower yet, please subscribe to the channel. Just getting that out right forth at the beginning. I will remind you again later, but just up front, subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. And leave your comments down below about your thoughts about how you feel about Ice Spice. But more importantly, Ice Spice is going strong in a 5-month relationship. Going strong in a 5-month relationship with, I just looked his name up, with Ahmed Sauce Gardner, a quarterbacker for the New York Jets. They've been dating since April of 2025, and we're now in August. So because of that, they are still going strong. I think Ice Spice is outdoing performances. I'm not quite sure if she's doing concerts or if she's just doing like pop-up venues where she was like scheduled to perform. I checked, she's not performing at Lollapalooza, which is the big thing that's happening. So she's not part of that. So that brings me to what I'm really here to talk about today, which is Ice Spice falling off? I mean, she's trying to save her career. She's been trying to save her career, guys. We've talked about it before on this channel. And last time I checked on Ice Spice, it seemed like it was some positive hopes. But as I said before, and I'll say it again before I pull into the cards and see what they have to say yet again, what I've picked up is that Ice Spice is pretty much left to her own demise. And she has to figure out if she's going to sink or swim in the industry. And she is trying to swim. She's doing all these, she's more like a brand ambassador, if you ask me. I'm not sure when she's going to be dropping more music. She says she's working on music, but she's done everything but release music. She's had a brand deal with Mercedes-Benz. I mean, come on now. Mercedes-Benz got to deal with you, but we can't get an album or at least a single with just yourself, not you singing oh shit with Travis Scott. Okay. I mean, I love me some Ice Spice, please, for real. I do, especially now that she's much less of a mumble rap. She already had me at her beats. Her beats are fire. Her beats are still fire, but now we can actually understand what she's saying, and I'm appreciating that. I am appreciating the evolution of Ice Spice, and that's exactly why I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm just like, Ice Spice, please do not fall off. I want to see more of what you have to offer. I want to see your potential. You're just honestly getting started, in my opinion. So with that being said, let's just pull these cards on Ice Spice just to see the temperament or the energy surrounding her career. Well, that card in particular want to flip itself out on me, so I'll just do it like this. So the first card that represents Ice Spice is the Five of Swords. And the card that flipped itself out at me, not yet. We have the Father of Pentacles here at the very bottom. Then we have the Ace of Wands next to in the past, which is actually quite interesting. What we see above her head is the Eight of Pentacles, which I very much like. And then let's see what's in her future. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this is actually really great to see the Pentacles, especially because we're here talking about her career. The King of Pentacles came up for her. The Eight of Pentacles came up for her. And the Ace of Pentacles came up for her, both in the present and in the future. So money, career is on the brain, is on her foundation, is in her bones. That's what's driving her. That's what's got her moving. That's what's got her driving. However, we do have a slight problem here, which I am going to have to pull more cards out on, because both in her past and in her future, we have two aces, two beginnings, two contrasting different beginnings, actually, if you ask me, which is the Ace of Wands, which flipped itself out at me, and then the Ace of Pentacles, which is in her future. And the Ace of Wands is that symbol of creativity, that spark, that drive and passion that has now put Ice Spice on the career and trajectory that she is on now. And in regards to her career, it seems like that has led her to a sort of a standstill in terms of her career, because we have the Five of Swords, and that represents herself, but everything else surrounding her is Pentacles, which is money, material gain, could also be outside influences that could be distracting her coming along the way. But the Five of Swords usually symbolizes a defeat that maybe other players didn't quite know that they were fighting this battle. And but honestly, I just see like there's a divide in Ice Spice. That's the best way I can see it, because there is two worms right here, and they're both sliced in the middle. Well, not sliced literally in the middle, but there's a separation between them, and they're both trying to have a fight or a battle to surface, or to be perceived, or to be presented and packaged. And that's exactly what Ice Spice is probably faced with at this very moment. The Ice Spice that the industry curated, and the Ice Spice that she's trying to now rebrand herself as. They maybe are two conflicting Ice Spices. Maybe there are two ideologies and mindsets of Ice Spice. Maybe she has grown and evolved and has become a different person than she was at the very beginning. And now she wants to mold that into her new personality as she continues, so that way her music grows with her and she doesn't stay boxed in, which also puts a sort of restriction and a sort of frustration, because when you're put in a box or you're labeled a particular way, it's hard to get out of it, and people are going to be expecting that from you. And when you try to give them anything different, they're not going to be satisfied. So therefore, you're going to have to keep feeding the cog and the machine, even though that's not truly what you want. That's what Ice Spice could be up against too. But what I see here at the very top of her is the Eight of Pentacles, which symbolizes working hard. She is still working so hard on her music career, even though it may not look like it. She's still doing other things that keeps her prevalent, keeps her relevant. Maybe even sparking a relationship helps her keep her name in the audience. Maybe it could be a little bit of PR too. There's some things, but she is being strategic, and she's still doing things that are going to keep Ice Spice in the media until she's ready to unveil this King of Pentacles that she's becoming, this person that she's working on behind closed doors that we quite don't see yet emerge. And that's exactly what we're going to see in the near future with the Ace of Pentacles. However, I'm quite curious what could be like outside influences that are influencing Ice Spice. Okay, so I just want to know these cards will tell me exactly what is going on surrounding Ice Spice's career at this very moment, and why does it seem like it could be at a standstill, or as if it's not quite growing, or we're not quite seeing the full story or the full potential of Ice Spice at this moment. So I just want to pull some more cards to see what exactly that is. And then I'll pull an outcome card for her career. Okay. So first we have a message of concern. And then the dice. Okay. And then we have a mountain. And then We have an anchor. Okay, well, this is quite interesting. In the past, it seems as though where this Ace of Wands, where this spark, this new drive of passion came from, first initiated from something, it could be feedback that she was receiving from her fans or the general public that was not for her best interest, or it was something that she was ready to change. You know how Ice Spice was getting all those types of negative comments about her dancing, about her weight, about her music, and all those things. So then she finally changed all of that. Literally, she lost the weight. She started mumbling less. Actually, it seems like she has stopped music altogether and has done everything but music, but she's going to make rounds back to it. So it seems like she's in this molding and transformative period, and it could be unstable for her at that very moment and period of time, where it was like the anchor where she was trying to throw things at the wind in the hope that it lands with the fans. And when it wasn't working and she just kept receiving more and more backlash, she finally had to take a pause, take a break, and say, okay, I got to approach this differently. I got to do something different because my fans aren't liking me. And if I truly want this career to keep living and have some longevity here, I got to do something different and appease the fans. But first, if they're not truly in love with my music, there has to be something that I have to do behind the scenes, behind closed doors, maybe work a little bit more, maybe get some more talent managers, maybe help with some singer, songwriter, stuff like that. So that way she can improve on her lyrics. That's going to be something that she's working on. However, what I see in the future though for her surrounding this Ace of Pentacles, which is the new start, the new phase of her career that we're going to see, it's going to feel like a mountain. Like there are obstacles that are still going to be coming and challenging her. But that's because she's taking a new chance, a new approach at this, at her career, doing something different that wasn't Ice Spice. And sometimes those things, like I said before, are just not going to be well received at first. But once the audience can grow and appreciate you, like I've said before, and I will continue to say, if you can sell us with your personality, the audience can continue following you because they like you for you. But if they're following you because they like your music, and then you switch up your music and they don't like the switch up of your music, well, then you've lost a good portion of your fan base. So because of that, we're going to have to see what Ice Spice is going to offer us. It seems like she is concocting something, working up something behind closed doors. Oh. So we still have to wait. We still got to wait. We still have to wait, guys. I'm sorry. We still have to wait, guys, to see what she's going to bring to us. But it does seem like there's something in the near future, whether that's the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. There could be something in her career that is coming forth, or maybe honestly, it could just be in the next few weeks or few months, and she just hasn't told us a release date yet. That would be amazing. But let's just see from Mama Oracles to see what is. I'm sorry. There's a helicopter flying by, just to see what's the outcome for Ice Spice's career. Oh, these cards really want to play games with me today. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get the cards. As you saw, they fell on the floor. So, with that shake up and that stir up, let's just see what the cards are now really going to have to say about Ice Spice and the outcome in the future for her career. So, now that the couple shards are definitely shuffled, okay, we're going to take these two cards that happen to flip out. We have a woman. Okay. I definitely like that. We have a bridge. Okay. Well, the only thing to see is what is on the other side of this bridge. An owl. Okay. I see Ice Spice is definitely in a transitional period because I see a woman here and Ice Spice is a woman. And then we see here a bridge symbolizing a transition from point A to point B. So Ice Spice representing the woman is in a transitional period towards becoming an owl or somebody who is much more wise or somebody who knows what they want and how they're trying to steer their career in the way that is both beneficial for them, but also does not forget the roots that they came from, but also remembering being more resourceful in her career because she wanted to be famous. It's not, even though she might have been a plant or things like that, she has taken advantage of what life had to offer her, and now she has to remain resourceful and use those same resources to continue the longevity of her career, but while not having a backing as much as she used to beforehand. Now it's all on her. And now that she has adjusted to that and has had to figure out how to swim in this situation, we're going to see a new Ice Spice emerge when it comes to her music career and how she presents her image. Even if it might, we see that even though she's still a blonde, she's no longer a blonde with a curly curl. She's no longer a blonde with just a curl. She just straight she just a straight I'm saying blonde, I meant orange. She used to be the one with the arbor and like orange curly hair fro, and then it turned into a curly long hair, and now it's just straight. So we're seeing the evolution of Ice Spice evolve. So because of that, we're seeing her image evolve, maybe mature in a certain direction, and that's all going to be coming from that wise owl, somebody who is taking the reins and is the mastermind and creative director behind her career now. Instead of having somebody else tell her who to be, she is choosing who she wants to be while still trying to figure out what kind of music that she wants to put out there. Does she want to continue to shake booty? Or does she want, well, yes, she does still want to continue to shake booty. I mean, I guess that's Ice Spice thing. She's got to keep that up, right? But the thing is, it's like there's many ways she could be. She could become like a Cardi B, where she is the same old, played out, hasn't changed, still singing about the same old. Or she could become a who is like a Megan Thee Stallion, somebody who has evolved her music and her image while still selling promiscuity. That's the best way I can put it in a nice PG way. So she could either take those two trajectories of her career, and what Ice Spice is going to be, we'll see. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Ice Spice and her career. I could pull a card on her relationship. Why not? Pull a card on Ice Spice and Sauce Gardner. How's her relationship with NB New York Jets quarterbacker Amid Gardner? I had to think of his name. How's Ice Spice in his relationship? Okay. Okay. Cards are a little stiff right now, so we'll just pick right here. I honestly don't know what to make of this, guys. I honestly cannot. That's why I had to pull 3 cards. And each card, I was descending more and more to disbelief. I'm not even kidding. So what I saw here, the first card that I picked was Bloodlines, which is a new card that has been added to the deck. And the Bloodline symbolizes a lineage of souls or soul ancestry. So I'm just like, okay, what could that mean for Ice Spice and Gardner, right? This literally can I be talking about how they're like somehow like soulmates or like destined to be together, right? That can't be what I'm reading, right? So then we have the word day come out, which, what do you see? What do you think of when you think of day? Bright, sunny, optimistic. I'm like, I can get down behind that. I'm like, okay, their relationship is good. It's for the moments. They're living it. They are enjoying it. That's why they're still going 5 months strong. Totally get that. But I'm still trying to figure out how does that go along with the bloodline? Like, is this like in her blood? Like, the day was smushed between bloodline and then old, which I should have just stopped at day. I should have just not picked about their relationship because I'm quite curious. I might actually honestly have to pull some more cards on that because I know these cards never lie. So I gotta pick some more cards to dissect this bloodline, day, and old, which symbolizes a sense of nostalgia. Could they have known each other before? Are they just like finally coming together after like maybe knowing each other and like being in each other's orbit and like maybe looking at each other from like a distance, like admiring each other, like, you know, secret admirers and secret lovers? Is that like what I'm getting here? I don't still know. I still don't understand how that ties into a bloodline. I don't see how that is transcending physical birth. It's a deeper connection. Like, excuse me. So with that being said, I'm just going to shuffle these cards right here for Ice Spice and Amid Sauce Gardner to figure out his relationship with him and Ice Spice. I don't know these cards will be true if at least one major arcana card comes out. I'm saying at least one. Because the more major arcana cards that come out, the deeper the deeper the depth is to the story. I wasn't expecting to get into this, you guys. I really wasn't. I didn't think we was gonna get that juicy into that relationship. So we'll choose these cards. Okay. How many cards is it? 1, 2, 3. I like that. Okay. So we're going to have a completely whole 5 spread reading for their relationship. In the very middle, to represent Ice Spice and Gardner, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which symbolizes usually a loss, but it depends on how you want to look at the perspective. So let's see what's beneath them and their relationship at this very moment. We have the High Priestess, which is all about what's beneath. There's something definitely truly beneath the surface when it comes to their relationship. And maybe it's something that could be weighing heavy both on them, that they both can feel it and sense it, and they're not quite sure what to do and handle it. But maybe the cards around us will tell us how they're choosing to handle this or see this perspective. Well, first off, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a nice card, which symbolizes growth. At least in this deck, it symbolizes growing in a relationship, working, seeing the energy that you put into a relationship, fostering and growing, and actually is producing fruit. So as much as they're putting into the relationship, as much as they're getting back. And that's exactly why we see that they're still going 5 months strong. And maybe that's exactly why this 5 of Pentacles is coming out, to symbolize that 5, because 5 is always representing a friction time. But it could be a friction because maybe now things are kind of starting to get more serious now that they've reached the 5-month mark. That's a half a year. It's like, where are we going to go with the near future? And especially because Ice Spice has to think about her career and he has to think about his sports. So now they're going to have to start thinking about what an Ice Spice goes into back doing music and stuff like that. Is she going to be around? Are we going to be around each other? Are you going to be visiting me during concerts? Stuff like that. They got to start talking that stuff out. What we see above their head, ooh, is the Seven of Wands, which symbolizes that they do protect their relationship and they do work hard to keep the relationship to themselves as much as they can, and maybe not be so public or flashy or showy with their relationship, so that way it can grow and foster in a way that suits them best, and they don't have to hear all these outside voices, which is exactly why we still have that day energy here, which symbolizes that the energy is still light, it is still good, it is still warmth to it. There hasn't been anything tainted as we see here. And maybe that's where this old and bloodline comes from, that maybe just so could be that they were maybe destined to meet each other. Maybe it's for this moment. Maybe they needed to align and meet. Maybe they're like twin flames. They could be like twinning. They could be vibing, because I do see a lonesome flame here. And here in the future, we have the lovers. So they are definitely, yeah, this is definitely something that was meant to happen according to the stars, because even the lovers came out for their future card, even though they were at the even though they are at that Five of Pentacles right now. Once they change the perspective, once they get through this period, this 5 month period, and get to the 6th month and get to the 7th month, and then they got to get past that 8th month, and then once they get to that 9th month, that 10th month, however long they get to, they're going to see the fruits of their labors grow more and more, and they just enjoy each other's energy, their company. They have some nostalgia. They definitely connect and vibe. Maybe there's a lot of things that they were bond on that could feel like, you know how you can write like certain things into your like life code, where you're like, if somebody says this, or if this person does this, or if this situation happens, or this feeling evokes within me, I know it's that person. Or suddenly you're like keen in, and you're just like, ooh, this person has sparked my interest, and you just like don't know why, but it just does. And then when you finally get together, however you guys long get together, it's great, it's good, it's kiki, haha, it's amazing, and all that. That's exactly what I see here for Ice Spice and Gardner. So with that being said, it definitely looks bright and hopeful for their future. It definitely does seem that they are meant for this moment, however long they should last. I hope they do last forever. I mean, I only say that because she's in her early 20s. You got to like realistically think about that. But hey, if she just happens to meet the one in her 20s, congratulations to you, Ice Spice. For real, for real. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy each other's relationship, and I hope to see your career jump off a little bit more sooner. Ice Spice, please get to releasing that music. You have us fans waiting. But whatever you're going to release to us, it definitely seems like you have been working and concocting something behind those closed doors, and you're just waiting for the right time, maybe that divine timing, to finally release it when it's just right, when it's just going to hit the audience just when we need it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Ice Spice. I sure did. Like I said, I told you guys, I'm a fan of Ice Spice. No matter how much it may seem I am hard on her, those are just my feelings. I can be a little bit opinionated and a little bit harsh. Not that I mean to be. However, I hope you enjoyed that reading on Ice Spice on her relationship, which I didn't think that was going to be a thing I was going to be reading on, but we got a bonus surprise there, hey, and a reading on her career mostly, which is what I'm here for. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading and bonus reading. Congratulations to all of us in this situation, I guess. So that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next video, like I said in the beginning of the video, and I will say it again. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and become a sunflower. Join the sunflower gang. Become a sunflower, spread those seeds of sunflower, spread those seeds of daylight and happiness. We just love good vibes, good energy over here. With that being said, leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Ice Spice in this reading? How do you feel about her and this quarterbacker from the New York Jets? And give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!